Her Excellency, the President of India, my colleague and friend, Mr. Arjun Ram Meghwal ji, Govind Mohan ji, Secretary, and our colleague here, who's going to be a very renowned author, who's going to give the keynote address today. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. Library. I think whatever Mr. Meghwal said, but the Festival of Libraries in a country like India is just a remnants of our past. And the past, which was a glorious past, the past which gave India the edge at that point in time, and we were called Vishwa Guru, not in the air, but Guru is definitely related to the knowledge system. So whether you can see from the scripts, I was very amazed and touched by the Gaunt script, which is right in the beginning. So there has been, in parts, usurpation of Indian knowledge system. And that usurpation of Indian knowledge system, whether it's plant physiology, plant anatomy, human anatomy, Sushruta Samhita, the Ayurvedic system of medicine, the Vedas, which were themselves a system of knowledge, geography, you name it, and we had it. And then lots of historical wrongs happened, but with the result that all these invasions, etc., I would just think that person can come and take away your riches, gold, silver, utensils and diamonds and everything else. Why would anyone burn libraries? So what was the motive of burning libraries? India, which housed libraries like Nalanda, Vikramshila, Somapuri, Odantapuri, Takshashila, 10,000 plus students in one university. So the system of knowledge is what others would want to destroy because they knew the riches come from knowledge. So this is something which should give us an understanding of how important the libraries are. Libraries are not just an ecosystem of knowledge, but through knowledge, skilling, through knowledge, art of living better, art of having a more sensitive and sensible society, art of governance, everything comes from that knowledge. And whatever knowledge existed in the past, each one of us is built upon that knowledge. So for generations to come, the knowledge keeps building up because of the libraries. This Festival of Libraries, which the Culture Ministry is housing, I must thank the Honorable President who's given us the time to be present here. I must thank the team which has put this whole thing together for the simple reason that it gives us an opportunity to conserve, preserve, and also carry on access system to the coming generations. And I must say that this Festival of Libraries is reflecting the vision of Honorable Prime Minister, because this is one of the last legs when we are celebrating Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. As part of Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, that India is celebrating all that was good in India, all that is good in India, this becomes very, very important. And the Honorable Prime Minister has also spoken to us by saying that we need to change our systems, we have to retain our ancient heritage and also modernize it. So digitization processes, podcasts, Kindle, audio libraries, audio books, so on and so forth. So various systems. Library remains the same in terms of mental space, but in terms of physical space, everything has changed. And when everything has changed, we need to up our game, upgrade ourselves, use technology, give access to knowledge to everyone who's distant and far away. And all these processes of modernization are going to make things available to everyone. I was impressed by two things in terms of information. I mean, two things which I would talk about today. One was the Gaunt script, which was right in the beginning. I know that how some people are trying to work on Santali and claiming Santali to be made into a script by some people who were outsiders in this country. And showcasing that script, Gaunt script, it continues to be a tribal people's ownership. That ownership is of nobody else other than the people who actually use it. And that message needs to go and travel across the globe. I'm using this platform to send that message. The second thing which impressed me the most was tattoo. Now, what we call godana in our language, like because you pierce through the skin. And even that art form, which today is being called as tattoo system of, carrying the names, carrying designs, etc., has been showcased here as a method of communication, as a method of identification, and has existed since time immemorial in this country. And I think it's time that these two entries be sent for ICH immediately, because I know how it's getting taken over. And Indian knowledge systems usurpation is something we all know of, and time to recognize that aspect. And through digitization process, we can save on time, space, and give access to large number of people. We can use technology to conserve and preserve all the pages which have existed in the past. We also know how exchange of knowledge happened in the past, Sanskrit being the root language of many languages, including Latin, the words, and how some scholars from India had been taken away to increase the word base. So I think it's time that we start working on all these aspects and carry on the system of ancient Indian knowledge to the modern world, and these benefits need to accrue to the entire mankind. As India says, Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam is not just a statement, it is our philosophy. We live by it, we stand by it, and we would want to share everything with it. And I'm sure Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, through this Festivals of Library, is going to be an enhancement of civilizational value system and will carry forward the message of Vasudhaiv Kutumbakam, as I can see in the audience. Once again, thank you, Honorable President, and thank you, our team of Culture Ministry. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.